Hello, everyone. Today is actually 12:30 a.m. Friday, October 18th, and this video is actually for Thursday. So this is for Thursday's video. We have another live trading video from Trader Jim, and before we get into that, I wanted to make a few comments about price action today, and helping to determine direction on charts, becoming bullish and bearish. So on this 5-minute chart of the NASDAQ, I drew in some additional lines of areas of interest, potential levels. And where did I get these lines? Well, what I've been saying all along from our volume profile, looking at areas of high volume, which we call high volume nodes. And also the highs of the session, highs and lows of the session are important levels as price respect those. So I drew in the high of the night session here. This high volume node here will become an area of interest should the market go back up to these levels here. So we got 79.85, 79.95. And then this was the highest volume overnight here was 79.44, and Jim talks about this level in his video today as a very important level. Well, there's a reason. Although Jim's sources for this level are different than the volume profile, they are the same number. So it's quite possible Jim has a friend or a mentor that provides him levels that are confidential, and we all respect that. But as I stated yesterday, that there really is no secrets. We all have the same charts to look at. So what I have said over and over again, and many well-known traders, such as people like Linda Raschke and Pete Stottlemyre, who invented market profile, is that volume at price is a very important indication. Market profile is basically about auction theory, which is buy low, sell high. And so to see where prices spent the most time and where we have high volume at a particular price is reveals certain things about the market, and that's why these levels of high volume at price are very, very important. I can't overstate this. So anyway, I filled in a couple of levels should the market go back to the upside, and then of course on the downside there's still some levels here, and these will probably be tested if price declines. Now, the low of the day was at the point of control from yesterday. The point of control is where the price at which the most volume occurred, and that's in green here. And so it's interesting to note that when a point of control has not been touched, it's called a virgin point of control. Well, sure enough, the market came down rapidly and tagged this point of control from yesterday. And it's not surprising to me. The first stop was the low of the night session, which was this tail here, and it overshot by just a couple of ticks. Interestingly, the BWT volume reversal bar gave a nice signal here, and then here, right at the 10 o'clock bar. So this was just a great signal here. You guys should be aware of the market making lower highs and lower lows in a trend like this. So here we have a high which was just exceeded by this high by a couple of ticks, and then this is a test basically. So this is an ABC move, A, B, C, and then down, and then we had another test here, lower high, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then finally we got a high and a higher low. And so there was this brief rally into the close. This might have been some short covering, who knows. In any case, the precision oscillator, our own BWT precision oscillator, is very good at providing divergence, and I drew in the lines here. So we have a low and then a lower low, but on the oscillator we have a low and then a higher low, so you clearly see this divergence. This oscillator is great for divergences, and also the above zero. Okay, so where the oscillator turned above zero, this is where the market began to trend up. The green bars are your aggressive signal. So right at the low here, you have two bars here. You had a couple of false bars, but along with this divergence, this is a really good signal here. Anyway, the key takeaway from Jim's video is positive slippage and also execution. The auto trader executed in a way that would probably not have been possible trading manually. So let's take a look at Trader Jim's video from today. Quite impressive performance.
All right, let's put this up first. So October 17th, I did not leave a template running this morning because I was expecting 8,012 and I was afraid they would reach it before the session opened. Because actually once they reached it, then I would no longer want to go long. And at the time, at 8:30, I was bullish. But here's what happened, which kind of leaves me a bit at a loss. Instead of going to 8,012, 8,015, we instead of breaking through 79.67, which is actually the other side of 8,012. This is the support area which they should not have gotten to before reaching 8,012. There is no question that even though we made a huge jump overnight, them unable to reach 8,012 and instead going to 79.67 and breaking it hard now, I am turning bearish. So I was bullish in the morning, but turning bearish now. So as you can see over here, it's on shorts only, but I did not engage the auto trader yet. Just waiting to see what they would do with that 79.67. And yeah, they broke right through it convincingly. So I am bearish at this point. Now, if they go above 67 and stay above 67, I will change to bullish again. But right now, this is a $500 stop and target. Just don't know. I would love for them now to retest 67 from underneath. And if they are too weak to even do that, I would just have to be bearish. So I'm going to engage the auto trader here. Well, they tried to get to 67 and then just couldn't, and just shows more and more weakness, more and more evidence for the for the short side. All right, so did not even see a real test of 67, and they're it's just bearish. I don't see any other way of looking at it. That they're not even able to test 67 from underneath. They're gonna go to 54 and then 44. Let's see what the first target is, somewhat lower. Yeah. So definitely broke 44, 54, here comes 44, it was first target. Yeah, that inability to reach 8,012, which they should have reached, given the break through 79.67, then created this kind of scenario. So now that we got to 44, what is next? I didn't even look. I'm trying to do this from memory now. I would need to calculate some stuff. 22 might be there, possibly 22. Now, 44 is a fairly important number. If you remember in yesterday's video, the targets were 44 and then 54. So 44 is a fairly important number. It is possible they firm up on it. So just in case, I'm gonna just lower my stop loss here. Because if they bounce off 44, then they're gonna go back to 54. And there was no reason for me to give back that much money. Well, yeah, so 44 gives way. If I am taken out, I would still keep shorts on. Because trading below 67 is just weak. Well, they're really thinking about this 44. This 44 would be important, so they're not just gonna let go of it. They're gonna try and make sure that indeed they cannot hold on to 44. All right, so I'm out on the trail here, about 150 bucks short of the daily target so far, but the shorts are turned on. I'm ready to take another short. because until they are trading above 67, I remain bearish. So here is another short. Wow, that was quick. Wow, look at this slippage. Holy cow, $70 slippage. So what what happened here was, I can't find my mouse. Hold on, guys. My mouse is on another monitor. Hold on. Okay, so they tried to go higher, failed, and then there was this. This all happened again in just a few seconds. I challenge anyone to take this kind of trade manually. Wow, that was just a shutdown. I actually, I just closed my eyes for a second. I turned away, and before I knew it, wow, that was phenomenal. Some kind of news. I don't know if it was news or what, but take a look at the time, right? Is it oil inventories, I wonder? Maybe, right? But this all happened in 1 second. This would be impossible to do manually. The auto trader just coded beautifully, beautifully. Now remember, all entries are limit orders. So the auto trader caught this limit order. As you can see, there was a small tail there going up. So it caught the limit order, and then probably within a second and a half, this trade was done with a $70 slippage. That is insane. Absolutely insane. Because this account has a $500 target, and here I am, $570 after commissions. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I've been watching this auto trader at work day in and day out for months and months now, and I don't think there was a day that goes by that I'm not absolutely amazed. Wow. All right, might be early enough to still load up another account. But what am I looking for now? Well, I said 22, but I'm saying this from memory. I'm not sure if it's 22. I think it's 22. If it is 22 indeed, they still have weight to go down. Well, they're doing it now. So let me quickly load up another account, and we'll see if there is anything else we can do. Hey, sorry, I thought I had the recording on when the auto trader took the short. It took the short because red bars and the step MA is declining. That's one of the conditions for this template to go short. Let me just, as usual, show the time and sales. So we tested at 54. So now here we are back at 44. I think 44 would fail. So we can dig into the 20s and then possibly 79.16. Sorry guys, had to take a phone call, but it looks like we got filled on the first target or not? Yes, we did. We got filled on the first target. Stop went to break even. And now we need to get below 30 for that second. But actually, this is still a $500 template, same as the last one. So we should get filled before then. Let's see if we can catch it, so I won't have to pause the video. A bit tempted just to click the 50% to be, don't want to give back like 13 points. I just think they're weak. Well, you know what? Can't go broke taking profits, right? So they say. Okay, so looks like they'll take me out. I'm gonna keep the shorts on. Just about $200 short of my goal. Actually, kind of considering this idea, because all I need is $200 with 2 contracts. Considering the idea of a long to 54. So use that long to try and get to 54. Because the step MA was inclining and we have blue bars. I just need about 5 points. So actually, close to 50 would be good enough to get the daily target. So I normally don't do this. I normally have only kind of one directional mind about 85% of the time. So why did I pick a long here if I was bearish ever since we broke 67 to the downside? The reason is because I know that firming up on 44 would at least bring price to 54. Now that doesn't mean we're gonna go 50 points higher, but it does mean that at least a move to 54 is very likely. And all I need is just 5 points to reach my daily goal. Now, the shorts are still clicked on, which means if I am wrong, the other trader will reverse this long into a short position before I hit the stop loss. If If they're really weak, I guess they won't go to 54, but normally this is what they would do. All right, so we reverse to short. All right, sorry guys, so walked away for a second here, and it looks like we got first target here. Oh no, I'm sorry, it's not first target, it's the daily goal. What am I talking about? Sorry guys, had to walk away. What happened here? So, right, so after this debacle of this long, I shouldn't have done that. My fault, completely my fault. I was talking about your lack of discipline. Well, just like anyone else, I have my issues with discipline. Should not have allowed this long. Anyway, the other trader, again, to the rescue. Once the other trader recognizes the trend indeed is down again, gets out of the long, takes the short, and then follows it all the way down to the target. Just a beautiful trade. All without me. This was 100% auto trader. I did not, sorry about that. I did not interfere here at all. So, you know, this is something I'm gonna put in my journal. Even though I think this allowing a long maybe was a legitimate reason, because every time we firmed up on 44, we went to 54 and higher. So all I needed was a couple of $100, so maybe it made sense, but really, overall trend is down, trending below 67 without reaching 8,012 is bearish, and I should not have allow the auto trader to take this long, but I did. And then trend turned bearish again. Did not lose a lot on it, maybe like $150. And just took a beautiful short, wrote it all the way down. And that's why the auto trader is such a key for me to be able to be successful in this business. Right, I still might take another trade with a different account. There is still time, but I would need a juicy kind of price. So what would be a juicy kind of price? Not this constant bounce. So if you remember, I was talking 22. They got as low as 26. I'm not sure if the 26 satisfies 22. They might have to go a bit lower. Juicy for me would be the 79.16. The 79.16 would be interesting, because if they firm up now on 79.16, even though we are bearish, but if they firm up on 79.16, we could go back up to 79.44. So just gonna switch accounts and see if they give me some juicy number. On the upside, if they start testing higher numbers, such as 79.80 and higher, I would be considering a short, unless before a short qualifies, they get to 8,012. Then it would change things a bit. So we'll see.